So today we're going to talk about a relatively controversial subject, and that is money. How much should you pay for a custom Gundam? What are you looking for when you want a custom Gundam built, the builder, the quality of the work, etc., and kind of get a baseline of how you're going to approach this entire venture. So now here's the thing. I have seen in my time some people charging what I feel an exuberant amount of money for something that really should not cost that much. Now, I'm going to stop right there and tell you that is part of the biggest controversy of this topic. What is a builder valued at? How do you find what they're worth? How does a builder find what they're worth? Now, when people are starting out doing commission builds, a long time ago for me, I didn't know what people were willing to pay for a Gundam. I had no idea. I just know the amount of work and time I put into some of my builds, and I knew what I was making back, and basically had to go do a touch and go thing as time went on to figure out how much people would spend, what they would spend it on, but most importantly, where is that sweet spot where people are not feeling like they're getting ripped off, number one. Number two, it is fair. What is fair when it comes to charging people to build a Gundam for you? So if you take, for instance, you go and spend, let's say, $50 or $60 on a master grade kit. Now, if you, who has never built a Gundam before, or maybe are a little seasoned in building them, you know it takes a little bit of time to be able to cut everything out, sand everything down as far as the nubs go, and then just do a regular snap together kit. It can take time, but you do it because you enjoy it. You do it because you love it. You're not doing it because you're against a time crunch and you're making money on it. That's the whole point with doing this job. This job really is a hobby that turned into a job due to demand and being able to make enough to be able to make ends meet on a monthly basis with my own personal bills. You know, my wife and I, we have bills. So it's how do you go about charging enough and a fair amount to take care of yourself, but to take care of a customer as well and not rip somebody off. Finding an artist to do this for you can be challenging. You have different sites like Fiverr and things like that where people can go on, or Instagram, and just reach out and ask, hey, do you charge to do this kind of stuff? The problem with that is you are at the mercy and whim of really no price structure whatsoever. That's the scary thing about commissioning someone. You could have no idea what in the world somebody else would charge you to do something that may be exponentially more in quality, but you just don't know. So take, for instance, you may have just bought a master grade kit and you want it built. You can contact Joe Schmo from America, from Korea, from Thailand, wherever it is, and say, hey, I see you do builds. Do you charge to do these? Or you can look on their description and they see, yes, we take commissions. How much do you charge? Well, that's the scary thing. I have seen people charge, now this is no joke and this is not knocking anybody's work, but I've been around the art community long enough. I know quality when I see it, just as you know quality when you see it. I've seen people charge $1,500 to do a simple master grade kit. And when I say simple, I mean, I'm going to snap it together. I'm going to tell you that I painted it, but in actuality, all I did was spray floor polish all over it to give it a matte look and make you think that I painted it. Yes, sadly, I've seen that, and I've seen it too many times. I've had people come to me and say, what do you think of this person's work? I never ask who the person is because I don't want to dog anybody's work. But I will speak honestly when I see that somebody has been ripped off for something royally. Now, how do you know you've been ripped off? I'll use the car analogy. If you go to buy a used car from somebody on Craigslist or OfferUp or even at a mom and pop dealership, whatever the case is, you pay $5,000 for a car with 135,000 miles on it. And you know, you say to yourself, this is a great deal, kind of everything looks all right, but the second you drive off the lot, the car is dead, you're toast, and you have basically a $5,000 hole of debt. That is pretty much, unfortunately, sometimes how people find out that they have been ripped off, after the fact of paying for something and after the receipt of said material they paid for. So here's what to look out for when you are going to commission somebody to do a build for you. What is their reputation? Are they new to the scene? Do they have no idea what they're doing? Are they a smooth talker and will tell you all sorts of things, but their work is not match the talk? Also, too, how easily can you get in contact with them? Do they take days before they respond to you, or weeks before they respond to you with a question? What is the quality of their work? How secretive are they in showing the process of the build? Every builder knows, whether it's for a hobby or whether it's for a living, you know every build, every paint job, everything that you do hits that weird, awkward point where you don't want anyone to see it because ooh, this looks bad, and people may see that and think it's trash, but you know as the builder, that's just the awkward phase. Are they willing to show you that? Are they afraid of their work and maybe being subject to any kind of criticism? That is a possibility, and that's understandable. Nobody likes to be criticized for their work, but if you are charging a premium, you better be giving a premium when it comes to the finished product. Also too, how creative is the builder? Can they do what you want? Do you want to have, say, a build based off of a video game? Well, can they do that? And can they do it effectively without it looking hokey? Yes, that is subjective, but I think we all know when something looks hokey and when something looks well executed. It's opinion, but sometimes it's kind of really obvious. The other thing too is how good is the person delivering something to you in a timely manner? That's basically what it boils down to. Another thing is how specific are they in what the process is? When they communicate to you it's going to take X, Y, and Z, possibly D and C. Are they honest with that? Do they know those details? Are they well informed as a builder themselves? Are they experienced? If you are wanting to come into this as a business, building Gundams for a living, that's awesome. That's great. The more the merrier. The more opportunities for people to work with different folks and getting different types of builds, that's great. But at the same time too, it would be unrealistic, just as it would be for an NBA player who's just drafted in and expecting to make LeBron money, and he is just fresh out of college. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way really with any kind of price structure or anything. So there is a level of paying your dues. There is a level of putting it out there, what you are capable of, showing your ability, and also to being pleasurable to talk to. Some people may not be worth the money just because their attitude is trash. And I have come across that many, as I'm sure many of you have as well. And it doesn't even have to be through the art community. It could just be period. I know some people may not like hearing that, but it is the truth of the matter, not even subjectively. Look, you don't want to go to a restaurant where the person is coughing all over the place, all over your food, and then you're not going to keep going back there. It's disgusting. That personality sucks. That person's behavior sucks, and it's not something you want to support. So keep that in mind as a builder if you're trying to put yourself out there to be able to commission work and to be able to provide a service to people. That goes really with any business. Now, how much money are you willing to spend on a custom Gundam? For me personally, when people contact me to do a build, how much do I charge? Well, I can tell you when I first started out, I had no idea what to charge. I was charging $50, $60 for work that now I make $700 to $800 doing. And that's fair because now I've paid my dues. I know how much time it takes me to do certain builds. I know the ins and outs of how to please a customer when it comes to what they're looking for. And sometimes I'm able to basically read a customer's mind. I know the little details that they may like that they don't even know they like yet. And I put it out there. The other thing is I communicate. If you ask anybody that has ever gotten a build from me before, I will communicate with you through and through and let you know every step of the way. Hey, look, I came up with this idea. Would you like me to include this? Or you came up with an idea and you're asking me if I can include it in the kit. And 90% of the time, yeah, I can. No problem. I can make some adjustments. So creativity is key when hiring somebody to do a build for you, as well as their adaptability and being able to provide you what you want. Now, another thing too is from pricing structure, again, do I think it's fair to spend $5,000, $10,000 on a Gundam kit? Here's the thing. Somebody was willing to pay tons of money for a banana duct taped to a wall. I personally feel that's stupid, but that's just me. Some of you may find that justified. That's your opinion. All I'm saying is, yes, I do feel it's okay. For somebody to spend that much, it all depends on the work. It depends on the builder. If a builder has spent 1,800 hours doing a build, and somebody else could have made a build that looked that way in about maybe 3 hours, that's not worth it. It's not. Unless the 1,800 hour build looks like it took 1,800 hours to do and is executed in a way that it took 18 hours to do, and if the demand is there for that build, sure, I think it's completely feasible to spend that much on a build. Also, you take into consideration the name of the person. What's the reputation of the builder as the artist? You know, some people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for a strand of a celebrity's hair. That's disgusting, but people do it. I have no hair really to donate, but the point is, if I did, why would you spend any money on something like that for me? You wouldn't. Who am I? What am I? I'm on here on YouTube. Big deal. But if you wanted to go get somebody else's hair, a favorite celebrity or sports figure, oh my gosh, people go and spend all that. Why? Because of their name, their celebrity status. Does it make it fair? Sometimes not. It may not be. It may be pretty stupid. Look, some people make a living just on doing throwaway television. It's just a fact of life. If people are willing to tune in and watch, celebrity grows. If people are willing to support it in any which way, celebrity grows. Notoriety grows. And with that, at time is demand. And once demand grows, then the amount to be able to charge goes up. You can do that. And let's face it, everybody wants to work less and make more. That's just a fact of life. I speak in a generality like that because really, if anyone came up to you and told you, here's $1 million, I want you to work 2 days a week. Huh, okay, no problem. Oh, and by the way, those 2 days is only an hour a day. All right, so moving forward, as far as a price structure goes, yes, it's okay to pay $1,500 for a bill. Yes, it's okay to pay $2,000 for a bill. Yes, it's okay to pay $5,000 for a build or more. It's okay to do that if A, you have the money, and B, the work is worth it to you as the buyer. Now, is it cool to go and dump on other people's work? No, it's not. It's never cool to do that, and I will never agree with that, especially when you call people out and start telling them trash and their just stuff is garbage and this and that. That just makes you look like a threatened idiot, so don't do that. If you want to take to a private message of speaking to someone and tell them, hey, you know, I asked you how much it was going to be, you're costing me this much, why does it cost that much? If somebody says it's because it's me, no, it doesn't work that way. What value are you bringing to me? What are you doing for me? As a buyer, never feel afraid of asking that. I have people ask me that from time to time when I commission a build for them, and guess what? That's completely fair. I don't take any offense to that. I basically present the package. You already see everything that's being built. Everybody else gets to see it. I have adaptability, so if you want to change anything midway, we can, within reason. There are certain things that I will do for you that I discuss on a one-on-one basis that I might not even charge you extra for. I might just do it because creatively I think it's worth it, and it's something you may not have asked me to do, but consider it a bonus. I don't do that all the time, but a lot of the time I do. I aim to over-deliver and over-please. That's basically what my motto is when it comes to doing a build. But I also don't do things to a degree where me as the builder becomes a victim of somebody who just never lets me finish a build because of scope creep. They continue to want to add more and more and more, and then they don't want to pay for it. So that doesn't work in any business. You wouldn't like that either if you were providing a service for someone and they tried to take advantage of you. Basically, pay for whatever you want to pay for. Now, the other thing to keep in mind too is when you're buying a custom Gundam or a custom model, you're buying a piece of art. That's basically what it boils down to. You are buying a one-of-a-kind piece of art from an artist. Like you'd have Jackson Pollock or maybe someone like Banksy. It's a one-of-a-kind piece that they do, and that's it. Now, the thing with Gundams is I can't make prints of it like I could a painting. So really, it is an exclusive piece of artwork that you're paying for. I think that alone adds a lot of value to whatever it is that you're going to commission. Now, another thing is, how much do I charge? How much does Jared charge to do a entry-level base master grade kit? That doesn't include candy finishes or anything like that. But a base kit, putting it together, I will do a nice paint job, pre-shading, things like that, $600. And up. It all depends on exactly what it is that you want done, the different options you have, whatever things you may present to me, whether I'm making modifications, doing candy jobs, anodized looking paint finishes, whatever the case is. The price goes up, but it starts in at $600, and with $600, you get a one-of-a-kind piece of work. And another thing, just so you all know, because I've had to repeat this many times over, I do not copy other people's work. So if you see something someone else has done, I will not copy it 100% exact. I don't do that. Maybe we'll make some custom colors and change it up a little bit like that, different shades of certain colors, but you will never get a carbon copy of something. That's just not my way of doing things. So folks, be educated, ask around, compare, and make sure that whomever you are hiring to do a build for you can do what you want them to do, the way you want them to do it, how you want them to do it, and it's a pleasant process. All things considered, thank you very much for watching. I hope I don't get flamed for this video, but if I do, it's understandable. Let's have an open discussion down below in the comment section, by all means. So if you have any other further questions, any kind of comments, what do you feel about this video, comment below. It may not be the most popular video I've ever made, but that's okay. I think it's a topic that needed to be discussed, and I am always open to hearing your thoughts on the matter. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and